Hey guys, and welcome to another GameXplain discussion. I'm your host, Andre Seegers, and this time we're joined by Tom Arnold and Derek Bittner to discuss our playtime with Kirby and the Rainbow Curse at E3 2014. So let's get started. Alright guys, well I actually found this to be one of the more surprising games from Nintendo. I don't think anyone really expected a sequel to Kirby and the Canvas Curse, let alone on the Wii U. And they're introducing a brand new art style to the game too, using like a clay motif where everything appears to be made out of clay. And I actually think it looks pretty awesome, especially in HD on the Wii U. So yeah, what did you guys think of playing the demo? I think we all tried all 3 levels for the most part, except for you, Derek.
Yeah, I only tried the training level. I got to play a little bit of it, and it plays like Canvas Curse. There's a few different changes here and there, but I think the big thing for this one will be the new art style, which frankly is gorgeous.
Yeah, it definitely looks really good. The only thing I found is that in this game, I was looking down at the gamepad the entire time and not my TV, which sort of begs the question, was this really better suited on the 3DS? But Wii U needs games, and it looks really good, so I'll take it.
Well, that is the weird thing about this game is, yeah, I mean, it looks awesome on the Wii U and even on the gamepad, but it makes no sense for it to be on the Wii U at all. Because you are just playing on the gamepad, you can't play the game while watching the TV. It's great if you're a bystander, if you're on the E3 show floor and watching people play the game, but if you're by yourself, it makes no sense at all for this game to be on the Wii U. Especially because I'm pretty sure the 3DS could handle something that looks like this with minimal difficulty.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, Nintendo rep told me, if you're really good, you can play on the gamepad while looking at the TV, but no, I don't think that's possible.
Well, I mean, what they should have done is had some mode where, you know, you can use the stylus at all times, you know, and you press a button to activate when you want to draw a line. That way you can actually play on the TV, and you can see where you're, where you're going to draw the line at, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. I know when I'm drawing, it's the Wacom tablet, and it sort of recognizes where the mouse cursor is, where the pen is, before applying pressure, but the Wii U doesn't do that, so...
Right. So, yeah, they could have emulated it.
Yeah, I mean, I found myself just looking at the gamepad the entire time. Maybe after playing the game for a while, you'll just get the hang of it. But, I mean, yeah, I think you have to make a concerted effort to be able to just watch the TV screen the entire time, which is kind of unfortunate. You might as well just do off-screen play the entire time, not even bother turning on the TV, unless you want to look up and see the pretty graphics.
Well, you know, Kirby is quite a violent game, so it's good if kids can't see it on the TV, just play on the gamepad.
That's right. But that aside, besides the fact that it makes way more sense of the 3DS game, I liked everything I saw here. So in the 3 different levels, we actually saw 3 different types of gameplay, basically. The first level was a training level. That was basically Canvas Curse. You draw lines, Kirby follows them, you can tap Kirby to make him speed up. They do have a new gameplay element, though, where if you collect 100 stars, you can hold down on Kirby and you'll turn into a much bigger and faster character. Like, you'll basically blast around the environment, blasting through anything in his path, but only for a few seconds. But it's good for taking out enemies or getting through walls you can't otherwise get past, as I recall.
Yeah, that's right. It was pretty short. I think less than 5 seconds, maybe, though, so it's not an extended period of time.
Yeah. Sure. And the second level was brand new to the series, being the tank level, where Kirby transforms. And this appears to be just one of many transformations in the game. Because in the trailer, you can see him turn into a rocket ship and a submarine as well. And it looks like each one's going to control differently. In this case, Kirby would travel at a set pace for the most part. You would actually aim where he launched rockets by tapping on the gamepad, and you would shoot a rocket in that direction. And you could also draw lines too that he would follow, but you can't make him go like upside down or anything. Like, you only draw like hills and slight inclines for him to climb. And it definitely, I thought it was fun actually. I really liked, it turned it into a quasi type shooter.
Yeah, it was a lot harder because it's limited by time with the automatic scrolling to actually shoot everything or get different secrets, or sometimes you'd have to get the tank up higher to get a collectible. I mean, it's a really nice change of pace.
Yeah, it looked like a lot of fun. Unfortunately, I didn't get the chance to try it out, but, it probably was the level I did want to try most because it was so different and seemed to control fine. I mean, it just looks fun.
I love the super attack with the tank where all these sort of turrets or something peer out of Kirby looking like a giant war machine.
That was pretty awesome. Yeah, because that was the transformation he had.
Yeah.
When you got 100 stars in that level, you could activate that and you would just fire a barrage of missiles. which you could use to, again, take down certain objects you couldn't otherwise. And then the third level was an underwater level. Although fundamentally it controlled like the first level, it was still very different because in these levels, you know, it's almost as if it has reverse grab because Kirby's floating upwards. He's buoyant, so you want to draw the lines above him to keep him away from enemies, so he doesn't float up into like spiky enemies.
Right. And there was current in this level where at some points they'd be pushing you along, you have to keep away from spikes, you have to keep in the center to collect the items.
That's the great thing about this game is you always have to guide Kirby, keep him out of harm's way, push him along, and with the underwater gameplay, it changes up the mechanics just enough that you have to like sort of change your way of thinking, and you know it just keeps you on your toes at all times. It's good for a game like this. But I guess it comes all down to it really is the style that I feel like is carrying this game. Canvas Curse was great. It's great they're revisiting it. But as far as new things, it does come down to the transformations and just the art style itself. And looking at the trailer, there's just fairly smooth animations. It really does look like they just took the game and made it out of claymation and just went from there. I don't know, I'm just really impressed by it. But it does seem like an odd choice of the Wii U because you have to look at the gamepad the entire time.
To be honest, at least they're using the gamepad instead of neglecting it.
Very true.
Now, something that Ash noted is that the game seemed slower than Canvas Curse. And what do you guys think about this comparison?
So I didn't really notice that while playing it. I mean, granted, the levels we were playing seemed to be early in the game, so that partially might be why. But before this discussion, we did look up Canvas Curse videos to see how it compared, and that game did seem to be quite a bit faster. I don't know, I mean, it felt fine to me in the E3 demo, but looking back at Canvas Curse, that definitely did seem to have a faster pace to it. But I had no issues here. I mean, maybe Canvas Curse was a little bit too quick, so maybe it will work better here. I did feel like in Canvas Curse I was running out of... I'd come down to the wire quite a bit, like, you know, you're doing last minute things, and here I felt like I had a little bit more finesse, a little bit more control, I think.
Yeah, I agree with that. It did feel odd trying to get Kirby to move along, so I was constantly tapping him to do his little speed boost, which also serves as his attack. But yeah, I did feel slightly slower. Not that that's a knock against it, because as you said, it gives you a little bit more time to finesse your way through the level and avoid obstacles.
Yeah, and more time to draw up a plan, but definitely some things, like one of them was going around a circle, basically, and hitting everything to unlock more collectibles. I mean, that wasn't easy to do, so there is some challenge to the game. And definitely, when it moves along automatically, the difficulty level raises exponentially.
Well, yeah, it is interesting just how often they seem to be changing the gameplay in this game, both between the demo and what we've seen in the trailer. Like with a submarine, how it appears that the submarine will, you know, follow where you tap.
Yeah.
Which again is another completely different gameplay mechanic we've seen. And then the jet, it's like an aerial version of the tank, where it seems to be moving at a set pace, but you can direct it, you know, with the lines.
Yeah, the lines affect it far more in that case.
Yeah. Yeah, so overall, I think it's, you know, it's a really good-looking game. I'm looking forward to playing more of this. It's a game I really did not expect Nintendo to make a sequel to. It's been almost 10 years since the original, I believe. So it is good to see, and it looks awesome on the Wii U. It's just such a weird fit because you're playing entirely on the gamepad.
Yeah, it's nice to know that Nintendo doesn't forget about its old IPs, Mother 3, and you know they'll bring it back if they see a good opportunity for it.
Yep, pretty much. I really enjoyed Canvas Curse. It's one of the first games I got for my DS. So I'm looking forward to playing more of Rainbow Curse.
So guys, between this and Yoshi's Woolly World, which do you prefer? Like, which do you want to play more?
Probably Woolly World, actually. I still think I love the yarn element design of it. I mean, it looks better. The clay design really looks good on Kirby, but I think Yoshi gets the edge just because I'm able to look at the TV and really appreciate it that much more.
Yeah, I agree. Yoshi does look a bit more refined, and it also has co-op, so that's a big factor in the choice for me.
That's true. Yeah, the co-op, and it actually worked well in that game, which is something that's kind of rare in Nintendo platformers. But there's still plenty of time for us to discover that it doesn't actually work that well at all in practice. Alright, well I think that wraps up our Kirby and the Rainbow Curse discussion, so thanks guys for watching. If you liked our discussion, make sure to like and follow us on Facebook and Twitter at GameXplain, which you can find links to in the description below. It's a good way to keep up to date with everything we post, including more E3 discussions and analysis videos coming up very soon. So, thanks for watching, and keep an eye on GameXplain.com for tons more from E3 and other things gaming too. Alright, bye.